Hello and welcome everyone, welcome runners. This is round 2 of the Iberian lockdown number 7, I think. And we will be watching a game of a friend of mine, ArminFirecracker from Munich. In this tournament, the lockdown 7, I think we had 4 players from around my area. I am from the Rosenheim city grid, as you have probably heard if you listened in to some of my other videos. And the other 3 guys are from the Munich Mining Corporation, which is a new meta kind of, because the Munich meta for a while was really gone, and there was no one there who was playing, or only like 1 or 2 people, and they usually came down to Rosenheim play with us. And now for a few months there are quite a few new players, and they had a little board game cafe there open up where they met, unfortunately, which had to close due to the coronavirus, which is a sad thing. But they have a new weekly meetup going on another pub now on Thursday, and I'm really happy that all of these guys started playing Netrunner again. Armin, for example, he is already playing for a long time on his kitchen table, I think he told me, and just recently went outside to participate in tournaments. And I've met him in a tournament in Munich Live where we played the finals, and he totally beat me down there, and he went home with the win. So that was really nice, really good. He's a really good player, I think. Sometimes he makes still small mistakes, but we all do that. But in general, he's really good, and he usually scores much better than me in the tournaments. So that 5-6 years of kitchen table Netrunner really paid off for him, I think. Then in the other games we will also have Dunch 97, I think, and I think Elsman is also one of the players from Munich who started playing recently. Dunch, on the other hand, also like Armin, is a player who played for a long time and just took a break and came back to the game, whereas Elsman, I think, is really a new player and just recently started out. Anyway, I keep dragging on here, and I've been told I talk too much in these kind of situations anyway. So let's hop into the game, which unfortunately Armin told me he started recording a little late, so we start in on the 5th turn, I think. I'll just do a little recap, analyze the board a little bit, and then we will see the game running. So if you see the picture freeze a little bit, it's not your internet connection, it's me. Not your fault, it's my fault. Do not call us, we call you. The game's already running, and we see Wiserunner is still on 1 click. He has 5 credits. Angolo is already installed, which is nice. The professional contracts also pretty good, considering Armin has only 2 credits, so he's not lost a lot of tempo, I guess. Beth also quite good, but as I said, Armin has only 2 credits, so at the moment Beth does nothing. There was already a Maker's Eye played, so that came up empty, it seems. I mean, he could have thrown it away because we did not see it, but I assume not, because there's only 1 unrest ice on an R&D, and I expect that there was an R&D run happening when there was not enough ice or something like that. We also see a Cuban installed on the Gatekeeper, which is quite nice, because Gatekeeper, of course, is easy to break with strength 0, but on the other hand, the data board on top of the Gatekeeper is not that easy to break. So not sure the Cuban will get used a lot, because you will not constantly run server 1 here. We also see an MCA austerity policy in server 2, which has already 2 tokens on it, and an upgrade, protective upgrade, I guess, in server 1. There's a slot machine rest on HQ, an NGO in the bin, 5 eyes on the board. So I think in the 5 turns that we missed, there's already quite a few things happened. A hyperdriver was also played already for value, I guess, And as you can see, Armin has a Bellona in hand, so once that MCA austerity policy ticks up to 3, he can score that from hand, and which will give him the money back, but of course he's on 2 credits, so first he has to money up and get to that 5 credits, I guess. Alright, so then I will start, stop that short recap of the 5 turns that we've missed and start the game. So with his last click, what's Wiserunner doing? He's playing a jackpot, okay. A card that you do not see played very much. Can be good, I guess, if you have it very early in the game, so it's still turn 6, so it's not too bad, I'd say. Ah, it has an Ash in there, okay. Armin still does not have enough credits to score the agenda. We see an R&D interface going down here, okay. What are you doing here? Are you going for another server with the daily quest? Or the data ward? Yes, with the... that would be good, but of course you're missing the money. Or you're just moneying up to score the agenda. R&D ice, I think, was free to play, right? Yes, free to play. It's a good ice in Acme because it cannot be broken with its regular pay ability. And it is a good face check, I guess. I mean, with Angelo, face checks, of course, don't matter that much because you can break everything, but the runner's on 3 credits. So I'd probably go install a daily quest here, I think. Maybe behind an IP block, and then you can still put the data ward in front of the IP block at some point. As I said in some other games I commented, the IP block as a second ice is not completely useless because you still have the trace, right? So you do not have to be the outermost ice for the Acme tech. Of course, then it stops the runner because it has a real end run. But as an inner ice, you still have the trace ability, so it's still taxing, I guess. Yeah, so I would not have clicked for credits here, I think, but maybe Armin want to. Well, no, he does not want to save the IP block for another server because he just threw it out. Oh, there's another jackpot. Okay, so I guess, yeah, I mean, should try to be fast here because these jackpots will tick up, I guess, and once the runner has infinite money, I guess even a data ward's not stopping them, right? On the other hand, of course, you could start to try your own your own money train running with the daily quest. To res or not to res, I guess whether there's an R&D interface, it's a good idea. I have to play, free to play, 5 strength, so it's 2, 4, 6 credits to break. Yeah, it's pretty expensive with Angelo. It's pretty good ice for Armin here. And the runner comes up empty. Daily dirty laundry on archives for some money. So now what you put? You're putting it in your scoring server. Okay. Well, he's too poor to put it behind a data ward or something. And I guess the gatekeeper doesn't do much, right, for value. It does not really tax because the 2 credits will just be refunded. But well, there's the Ash in there, right? So it still would have been good to have something like a scoring server, yeah, where you can put in that MCA, I guess, once you draw it again. Now you have to start a new server for that, and well, trash the daily, or they trash the daily quest, but money-wise, you really wanted daily quest to hold up there, right? Because with jackpots, you want to keep up with the money, I guess. Oh, okay, there's the trash of the MCA austerity policy already. So I guess that's not... Yeah, put that on R&D, okay. Yes, maybe. For another scoring remote, data ward into an Enigma, so you have another end to run ice behind the data ward. Unfortunately, it's a code gate, right? So it can just be broken with Angolo. If you had another barrier with an end to run behind the data ward. But I'm not sure he's running any other barriers with an end to run that you have still 2 more clicks, so that was just... Okay, he decides to just let it be as it is, even though he played a terminal on his second click. I guess he could have asked his opponent to undo that. Okay, Wiserunner spilling up. He's installing a turning wheel. His jackpots already have 10 credits on them. And Q-burn, of course, on R&D is also nice to get a little bit of money back. I guess at some point Armin might have to consider to install that data ward on R&D, because I think the R&D pressure will be the thing that will happen here. I mean, with turning wheel, obviously there could be a sweep of the HQ at any time, so if you go the MCA austerity policy route and have a lot of agendas in HQ, then to protect HQ is of course also a good idea. Okay, Wiserunner is letting the trace fire here, saving the money from... I mean, he does not have the money, I guess, to break it with Angolo. You see 2 events here, which is good. I mean, he gets 3 credits. Wiserunner loses 3. And he gets the 9 credits from the hot pursuit here. And he has to remove the tag, I guess. Because did I give him a tag with the IP block, or did I just miss that? Because this is Jasmine, right? So 1 tag. Yeah, I guess gave him a tag with the IP block, which was a nice, touch, right? We also see Armin playing Lady Liberty. That's cool. I really like that card. I'm not having a lot of success with it, to be honest, but I'd really like to make a deck that makes it work. I was playing Lady Liberty in my Earth Station deck at the Continentals, because I thought there would be a lot of Leelas and I wanted to score or add agenda points without scoring. But yeah, that did not go that well. Okay, Runner smiling up with Dirty Laundry. Sure Gamble, I'm sorry. Using professional contracts first. Then do the once a turn run on R&D, I suppose. Breaking the IP block. Also pretty expensive, ready with Angolo. Now, of course, he can use the pay ability of FTP, because it's not the outermost ice anymore, so he doesn't need to Angolo it. And again, he comes up empty. Put the counter on turning wheel. There we have the bow character. Okay. Now, I mean, are you going for a score here, or runner is on 7 credits with the Bologna, I guess. You could have just thrown it in there. How much is the data rod with Angolo? You have to paint it for 2 and then boost it twice for 4 credits and then break 4 subroutines, right? So it's 8, it's 10 credits. And then a Bologna in the server for 5 to steal. Also an Enigma, so 12 credits, 17 credits to steal that, right? So I guess it would have been safer in there than in HQ, but on the other hand, you take some clicks away from the runner like that, right? So maybe it's all the same, and it's still just one agenda in HQ, so he has to find it also. But turning wheel, of course, he can access 2 cards. And I seem to be quite unlucky most of the time in situations like that, that the runner finds exactly what he needs to find. Data board on R&D, yeah. I guess you can afford to pay the 2 to install it as a third ice instead of trashing the F2P with the Cuban on it, which sometimes is a nice touch, trash the ice that has the Cuban, but the F2P is still taxing, I guess, even with the 2 credits that he gets back from the Cuban, so it's still worth it, I guess. I think the runner took this one back. It's not over the memory limit or something, but he decided not to put it on. Okay, because he wanted to install the hyperdrive, and then he would have been over the memory limit. Now we see the Cuban on the F2P is already has already gone without Armin have to trash the ice. So what are we seeing now here with the hyperdriver? I mean, there could still be an apocalypse incoming, right? With Jackpot having 18 credits now, and he has 6 clicks, so he can install stuff he needs. But first he's moneying up. 4 clicks to go, 3 clicks to go, so I guess it's not an apocalypse turn. Influence wise, we have not seen that much, right? A Kuroda and a Buchhalter. Buchhalter, of course, is pretty expensive, so I guess it's not running Apocalypse because you do not want to have a Buchhalter on the board, spending 4 or 5 influence on it and then having it there face down on the board. So that's a pretty expensive run, I guess, yeah, with the turning wheel. We'll see if the runner has the luck to find a Bologna here. No, but he could have trashed the Lady Liberty, which I'm not sure is the right call if you're that poor and the Lady Liberty is in hand. I mean, on the other hand, yes, once it is in server 2, it's pretty expensive to trash. Money's looking very good here for Armin, so that's not a problem at all. And he's up there on 6 points, so one more 1-pointer or whatever agenda, and that's game. I really think it looks pretty good for Armin, but as I said, the checkbots, they do have a lot of money and a few lucky accesses with R&D interface, turning wheel, throw in a Maker's Eye or something like that. It can still go both ways as usual in Netrunner. It's never over till it's over, which is the beauty of Netrunner also, I think. So we see another data res board. The 6 credits doesn't really matter to Armin. Runner having a think here, I guess, if he takes the tag or pays 3, yeah. I guess he'll have to bounce here. Runner already threw most of his deck, only 3 cards left. 2 Rashidas in hand, which is nice. It will help Armin find the agendas he needs, or the cards that he needs. Ah, okay, well. This could have also helped, I guess. Is he going for it? He could install even behind instead of the daily quest, I guess. 2-pointer, Beal, or whatever. I'm not sure what agenda suite he's running. Okay, he decided to just fetch the 15 minutes. Okay, that's interesting. You only have 4 cards in HQ now, Armin, so I don't think the runner expects server 3 to be 15 minutes, but he's running it, okay. So I guess we see 2 bounces here and turning wheel access, but maybe not, because, well, the 15 minutes will just go back in the deck, right? So, on the other hand, if you do not find it, you lose. So, maybe access 2 or 4 is not enough here. But the runner is going for it. Yes, he's using the turning wheel. And he's again unlucky with his access. So I guess that's game, right? Can he get through HQ another time? Yeah, making Armin at least rest some ice here to protect his Rashida, which he doesn't really need, right? But what you gonna do with your last click once you know that you are losing the next corp turn. Okay, so the first one goes to ArminFirecracker, scoring out 2 Bellonas and 15 minutes, which he fetched with digital rights management, which was cool. I mean, trying to find out which table they were to make the game. Table 5. He's playing As, and his opponent Wiserunner is playing Sports Metal. That's gonna be interesting, I think. Sports Metal usually tries to go quite fast, right? Well, I guess you never know. There's also the game changers and stuff like that, so it could also be the Sports Metal version that feeds the runner a lot of agendas and then just scores 5 or something agendas in one turn. 5 point worth of agendas in one turn. Beautiful combo here, the Q loop with the Oracle May, so you can use Oracle May to draw and gain credits. Really like that one. And having it in the hand, in the starting hand, pretty good. Wiserunner installed 2 Ice and Hedge Fund with its like a classic start of the corp turn. And on his second second round, he draws up and starting a scoring remote, I guess. Armin already finding the boomerang to check out that remote. Maybe it's a Rashida, but if it's a Rashida, it's still a good trash. Pet Chap, yeah, why not? Not sure. there will be money to be gained in this run with the pet tab, but oh, a false lead, interesting. So I wonder, is it some kind of kill package sports metal here with the false lead, or are you using the false lead to just take two clicks away from the runner and make sure you can score some sort of agenda? I don't know. So I guess Armin has to think what was revealed with the Q prognostic loop. Maybe scroll up the chat a little bit, but he didn't do that, so I guess he remembers. I see no reason not to check out server 1 here with the boomerang, right? I mean, it's not advanced. What kind of trap could it be? You have 10 credits. Deciding to install the book carter here. I guess to see two fresh new cards. And then running the remote. Which is cool, I guess. You have the money. Oh, it's on Hyperloop. So maybe it is that way that Wiserunner want to feed Armin a few agendas and then with the game changer getting a lot of clicks and score a lot of agendas in one turn. So Armin has to be careful, I guess, with how many 1-point agendas or 0-point agendas or negative point agendas he's stealing, and then try to go from a few points for the win in one turn if he can manage to produce something like that. Yeah, I guess Bravado server 1. Why not? If it's a gatekeeper, it will be down to 0 strength after the run. The second ice you can break with the boomerang. Could be a drafter. You could trash the you could break the drafter with your bookhalter. Again, revealing some cards. We see that he's playing Kyushuk. So if he can collect, I guess, a few Kyushuks in hand, and has a few agenda points in the score area already, and maybe can play a few Kyushuks in a row to steal a few agendas in one turn. That could maybe be a good idea. We see archives being iced, and another card, 2 cards go in R&D in the scoring remote in server 1. So I assume it is maybe a gatekeeper or something on the outermost ice to keep him that can keep him out. Otherwise, it's kind of risky to play it like that. I mean, it could still be like an upgrade and some other Rashida or... Okay, there's 2 advancements, 3 advancements. Okay, it's a Vitruvius for 2 points. I'm still not finding his decoder, I guess. But with the inside chop and the boomerang, server 1 is not safe, right? So whenever Wiserunner decides to put in a card and maybe even advance it, then Armin can get in. He's going for the Miss Bones here instead of Paragon. I guess he's not expecting to do a lot of successful runs at the moment. And Sports Metal, I think, does have a few cards that are kind of expensive to trash, so the Miss Bones might come in handy, I guess. Okay, there we see a drafter. We can break that for 4, but giving him 2 back, so only 2 credits. And we see the news team. You are on your last click, so I assume you have to add it to your score area for -1 points, which means you have 3 agendas already in your scoring area, giving the corp 3 extra clicks with the game changer. And of course, you're down to 1 agenda point. So if you want to win, you need to score even more agendas and give the corp even more clicks if he ever finds the game changer. I mean, having a look on his deck, what he's having. Another card goes in server 1. So the money is real good for Armin. Is he going for the inside job? If there's an Ash in there, of course, he can pay, I guess, to access the other card, because he could not get in another time, right? If it was a gatekeeper on the outermost ice. So just get through here, see both cards. Yep, I guess you could have installed that Miss Bones here first, because you knew there was something to trash at least. But in the heat of the action, I guess he forgot. And as I said, he has the money, so it's not that big of a deal, I'd say. He paid a few credits to trash it, and the Miss Bones, it cost also she cost also 2 credits, so not too big of a difference right now. I mean, for future trashes, of course, it would have come in handy. And it's a 2-cost card. I'm not sure what cost Armin is searching for with his Q-Shook. I mean, Oracle May is 2, right? Turning Wheel is 2, Anando is 2, Boomerang is 2. But we also have some 1-pointers in here, like Q-Loop, Armitage, Bank Job, yeah. Corp on 2 points, so 9 credits, not huge, but not nothing, right? If he manages to, wow, nice one. Getting a lot of money with that stock buyback here because of the 3 agendas in the runner score area. So the money is looking real good for the Corp again. And as I said, with the game changer, you can and maybe at some point score out big agenda in 1 turn. So if he manages to score another Vitruvius or a few 1-pointers or something like that, then yep, the special order is probably good to keep here to get the decoder out. I mean, probably not want to telegraph it right now, yeah. Anyway, what I want to say is the game is still pretty open. Ah, there we see the mega tree. Okay. This one only for 1 point though. Labor rights and a tapeworm. I don't think those two cards really help right now. Embezzle, yeah. Also political operative. Some really good cards. Trash that Gordiano field or something. Not sure we really need that pet tapeworm, but for me, I think it's a thing about trying to be fast here. But on the other hand, as I said, you kind of need to score a lot of agendas in one turn, so maybe going the slow route is a good idea. Now run on HQ, I guess, to get the corp to spend some money. Also maybe you want to install that political operative. Plus he will get a turning wheel counter for it. So I think it's a good idea. Also seeing what kind of ice will be there for the maybe follow-up of the embezzle run, to see if he can get through with the icebreakers that he has. Because if there would have been 2 barriers or something, I guess it would have been a waste of the embezzle. We see the game changer, one of the game changers being trashed, which is nice. But another score of a Vitruvius, which leaves the corp on 5 points. So 1 biotic and a Vitruvius, 1 biotic and a mega pre, and it's over, right? So corp is on 3 credits. Armin thinking about running a day job into server 1, I assume, because he's hovering over it. He might get through, but 3 credits could be, of course, a rest of a gatekeeper, which would not be that bad for Armin, I guess, just to keep the Armin from taking a bank job money. Yep, he's leaving 1 on there for Q-Shook, I assume. And now he's doing Oracle main magic. He knows what card's coming, so he decided to go for the embezzle, which is good, I think. Right now there's not a threat of the biotic, so and also game changer, obviously. Oh, you only find the force lead on top of the deck. Deciding to steal it, yeah. I mean, game changer when corp is on 5 agenda points is just an expensive. It's just an expensive biotic, right? Kind of. I mean, technically, if Armin steals a lot more 1-pointers, I guess there's a point when the corp can score two 1-pointers with game changer in 1 turn. I guess. I'm not sure. But I think stealing agendas every once in a while, having them clump up in your score area, is not that bad anymore, because the threat of the game changer for a big agenda is not Okay, well, I guess I must completely mistaken here. There is a lot of money, and there is the game changer, there is the archive memories, and a score for the win. Wow, that was a nice turn. Wow, that was really cool. Well, sorry to say, Armin, you've lost this one, but you did put up a good fight, I guess. And well, with sports metal and these faster ones, corpse, sometimes you just cannot win anymore, and you get, well, fast advanced out of the game, and you do not have a clot. So, well, anyway, GG, well played. The games look pretty cool, I think. Nice to watch. Armin did play very well. Only maybe like 2 or 3 small things, but that happens to everyone, or at least to every not pro level player. But I have to say, Armin, he has come in quite high in a lot of tournaments recently, and so he's really doing well. And I also like his decks a lot most of the time. He's building the decks himself, I think, which is cool. And yeah, as I heard my friend Shorty say on his comment in another game, I really respect that. If you build your own decks and go for it, that's really cool. I mean, also net decks, of course, people don't have time to build their own decks sometimes, and of course that's also cool. But for me, it's a lot of the fun of Netrunner comes out of the deck building and adding your own style, and you know, I think it's having a lot more soul if you have your own deck. Like, that's also why I did not really get into Keyforge that much, because you get your deck and you can play and it's fun and stuff like that, but I have the feeling that it's missing like that little personal touch. But yeah, everyone has his own opinion about that, and all opinions are valid, of course, and everyone can enjoy and should enjoy Netrunner as they see fit, and Netrunner is a great game, and there's room for everyone, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching. Great rounds, well played, Armin, well played, Wiserunner. Cool games, cool decks. See you around, or hear you around, or something like that. Bye bye.